You have hundreds of blog posts and you keep hearing that you should update your content, but how do you even know which ones to start with? Where do you start with this? Today, I will show you exactly how to figure that out using data straight from your own Google Search Console account. And we will even build a simple Google Sheet together to make this process super fast, organized, and repeatable. You can do this quarter after quarter, month after month, or whatever you want. Hey everyone, I'm Megan Porta. I am the host of the Eat Blog Talk podcast, and I'm a longtime food blogger over at Pip and Ebby. I have been helping food creators grow their blogs strategically for 6 years or so, and today we're diving into one of the most effective ways to get traction on your existing content. So we are going to start in Google Search Console. So if you're at your computer, please pull it open and we can walk through this together, or watch this and then you can go back and do it yourself. So here's Google Search Console. Once you have this open, you are going to click on search results over on the left-hand side here. So this data is going to help you figure out what did well during a certain time frame from Google. So what did well from Google search traffic, getting people getting to your blog that way during whatever time frame you choose. Now, I am going to select a time frame from earlier this year because I want to see what will do well in the same time period next year. So, for example, it is late-ish 2025, and I am looking to update content for early 2026, so Q1 2026. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look in my Google Search Console to see what did well in 2025 Q1 to determine what to work on in 2026 Q1. So to do that, I'm going to click on More at the top here, and I'm going to select a custom date range. That date range is going to be Q1 of 2025. So I'm going to click on the calendar. I'm going to go to January 1st through March 31st of 2025. And I'm going to apply, make sure that's right. It's gathering data, and very quickly it comes up with this report. So data is here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up to the right-hand upper corner, and I'm going to export this as a Google Sheet. It exports a sheet very quickly. The first page you see that comes up, the first tab, is queries. We're going to ignore that for this tutorial, and we're going to go to the second tab at the bottom, pages. So click on your pages tab. Now, I am going to see I have a lot of content on my blog. So how many rows populate just depends on how much content you have on your website. So we're going to go to the impressions tab and the impressions column, which for me is showing up as column C. And there's a little drop-down arrow that I'm going to click, and I'm going to select sort sheet from Z to A. That is going to sort from most impressions to least impressions during that time frame, Q1 2025. So this data is telling me what did well on my blog impression-wise in Q1, and I can kind of expand to see which of those URLs pop up. From here, what I'm going to do is I am just going to, you'll see that the column E is position. So that refers to average position on Google during that time period. So 8.9, 0.79, that's great. And there's quite a range here. So I'm going to go down each URL one by one, and I'm going to assess the position that it was in. So I would love to exclude positions 1 through 3. This is your discretion. I don't like to touch URLs that are in positions 1 through 3 because that indicates that they're doing really well. And if they're doing really well, I want to let them be. A lot of people have different opinions on that. So some people do go in and edit content in positions 1 through 3. I do not. And a lot of other people have different kind of ranges that they'll edit and ranges that they won't. So that is your discretion. 1 through 3 is off limits for me. The positions that I aim to look for are in positions 4 through about 12. If it's above 12, that means it's deeper in Google. And at this point, I don't know if it's worth editing or updating. So one by one, I would just go through here. My healthy snack bites did really well in Q1 this past year. And position 8 is editable. So I would just color code that, green light to edit that. My chili was in position 18, so I'm going to delete that one and not update it. Goulash in position 8 sounds good. I'm going to update that one. And spaghetti sauce off limits. 13, oh, that's borderline. I'm going to delete it. And so on. So I would go down this list, delete things that are outside of my range, and keep the things that are inside of my range. So in the end, I have an update list that is doable. You want to select the top, I don't know, 20 or so, depending on the time frame that you have. So let's say you give yourself 8 weeks to do the updates and you want to do a handful a week. Kind of do the math and you can figure out how many updates you want to keep, and you just start checking boxes. So what I would do from here, once I have my list of, let's say I choose 20, I would create another column next to this that says, I don't know, update photos. Update the why this recipe works section. And you can fill in whatever you want here. There are many things you can do to update a blog post. You can look at photos. You can do both hero and process shots. You can do either or. You can add a video. I'm going to create that here too. Add a video. What is some other stuff you can do? You can add alt text. Maybe you haven't done that. Maybe you even want to update your recipe card and tweak the actual recipe. So make columns depending on the things that you want to actually update inside of these blog posts. And then you will create a schedule. You could even put dates somewhere, maybe to the left of pages, and just create a content schedule. What do you want to update, when, and what are you going to update? And there you go. You have a plan for your next 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever you're setting. And I recommend doing this, going through this process at least once a quarter. I do this with my content quarterly. And when I'm able to keep up with the updating, I do it even more frequently. I'll do it monthly. Mostly, though, throughout the year, I do it quarterly at minimum. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope that this helped you just figure out what to update and when, and to create a little bit of an organizational system for you to do that. This shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you have a system for identifying which blog posts to update next based on data and not guessing. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more practical blogging tips and strategies from eBlog Talk. And if you want to go deeper into strategy, consider joining the eBlog Talk Inner Circle. We get together often, and we have a Slack channel that's shared. It's a low-cost membership for people just wanting to dig into their businesses in a new way. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.